Hey! Okay, I'm so sorry for not getting in touch sooner. I've been very busy this past month. I've been traveling a lot, meeting people, and that's why I haven't made my second frequently asked questions video. But now I've finally written out all of your questions, all of them, and I'm going to answer as many as I deemed worthy of my attention. First of all, the questions pertaining to preparation for going abroad. Where did I learn Japanese? I first started taking Japanese at a Saturday school, and it only taught me the basics, and it was at a local high school. It wasn't that great. Getting a private Japanese tutor for 2 years, and that really helped a lot. Now I know it's really hard affording a private tutor, so I know not all of you can get that, but maybe if you guys look around online, there's some of those Japanese websites where Japanese in America are just trying to teach privately. If you can somehow get in touch, just look online, Google it. I knew I wanted to go to Japan roughly 2.5 years before I went, and I applied 1.5 years early, so roughly 16 months before I left, I applied. Now that's super early, and I actually got a discount because I applied so early. My program was $10,000. I did not get a scholarship. My parents paid it through my college fund, so it's not cheap. Every exchange program is a bit different. Rotary, I think, even pays you to go. They give you pocket money. It's amazing. How did I convince my family to let me go to Japan? I didn't have to. Actually, they told me I had to spend a year abroad. My father went abroad when he was 15 years old to Germany, and my mother went abroad right after high school to Russia. So for me, doing the same thing was just kind of expected. Do grades matter when applying for an exchange student program? They sometimes do. It depends really on what program you're going with. With my program, they did want what kind of grades you had, but I don't think you have to be extremely impressive to get anywhere. The thing that matters the most, however, is how good your Japanese is. Very common question, is makeup allowed in school in Japan? It really depends on the high school. At my school, it was pretty loose when it came to makeup. Makeup was no problem. Dyeing your hair is a completely different issue. Some schools are very, very strict when it comes to dyeing hair. Usually, if you're an exchange student and you have an unusual hair color, if it's your natural hair color, that's fine. But if you dye it blonde, they'll probably want you to dye it back to your original hair tone. Uniforms. If you are wearing really super short skirts, do you wear shorts underneath? Okay, it depends. In the winter, I definitely wore shorts underneath because it's freaking cold. And you're not allowed to wear tights. You only wear those short skirts and socks. So yes, I wore cute little shorts underneath. But during the summer, it's really hot. So no, I wore underwear. Is it hard having a uniform fit in terms of height, weight, and shoe size? Most girls there have small feet. It might be hard finding a shoe size for you. If you're a guy, it shouldn't be a big problem. In terms of height and weight, they have every size uniform. You don't really need to worry about that, especially about height. They'll accommodate you. You get to keep your uniform. I rented mine, but you can also buy them. I just think they're so ridiculously expensive. I mean, spending $700 on a uniform is pretty normal over there. I mean, in yen, it's 70,000 yen. So you can rent or buy, or they'll just lend it to you, which is nice. The school is pretty demanding in Japan for those who are normal students. For exchange students, it's actually pretty easy. Now, it really depends on the high school. Some exchange students are in big groups in a high school. I was the only English-speaking exchange student at my place. I didn't get any special treatment. I was in all the normal classes with everyone else. I wasn't expected to participate necessarily, because, it was impossible for me. So I didn't really have to do homework either unless it was for English class. At other high schools, if they have many exchange students, they will have specialized, separate courses, which is very nice. It really depends. I can't tell you that much. All normal Japanese students don't have a lot of homework. What happens is that they are just expected to prepare for tests. There are 3 testing periods in a semester. No, 2. There's midterms and finals. But there's 3 semesters, so you have 6 testing periods in a year. And even though there's not that much homework, people study a lot for the tests. Is bullying a problem in high school in Japan? My high school was pretty good. There was no bullying. But I have heard of some at other high schools. Now, none of my other exchange students were really able to say, oh my god, there's bullying at my school. I don't think anyone experienced that. I mean, I really don't know about that much, but, you know, people watch a lot of dramas, and there's so much ijime, how you will call bullying, and it's pretty bad, but I didn't see any of it. But maybe just because I'm a stupid foreigner. The different semester system that they have over there. Okay, so in most Western countries, you know, the semester starts in September and it ends either in May or June. Yeah, that's different in Japan. The new school year begins early April. And then they have the first semester until late June, or mid-July. And then usually July until late August they have their summer vacation. And then from late August until December, they have that second semester, and then they have that short semester from January, February, and the beginning of March. So when exchange students arrive, they are put right into the second semester, right after the summer. So you don't start the school year with everyone else. So what happened with me, I started as a second year, but I then went into being a third year student with my class. Was it hard navigating around Tokyo? No, there are maps everywhere. I didn't always take the buses because I had no idea where they went. But with subways, trains, everything else, it's fabulous. You can get anywhere. And as long as you have a good guide with you, it's usually no problem at all. How much free time do people usually have? Well, actually, most people kind of hang out in the city before they go home after school, because usually it takes so long to get home that once you get home you can't leave again. People will go to coffee shops or maybe shop a little after school, and people have free time on weekends. What do high schoolers do for fun? Do they go clubbing? Definitely not. High schoolers, I'm not quite sure what they define as fun. I mean, exchange students did a bit different stuff because, you know, when I told my friends in high school that I would just go to parks and chill, or go to, I don't know, around the city and go to museums, they would stare at me and be like, what, you go to museums? So that's just me. I didn't do the same thing that everyone else did. Do American phones work in Japan? Do you have to get one? Yes. My American phone did not work in Japan. You will have to get a phone over there. Almost everyone who's not going to be there for a long time just gets a kind of a prepaid one. They're really easy to get. Do you gain weight or lose weight with all that rice? Okay, it really depends on the person. People who had really unhealthy diets before they went to Japan lost a shit weight. So it really depends on the person. I mean, I gained, some people lost like 20 pounds. It really different with every person. Okay, if there was no problem with the host family, why did I have to change? My first host family, yes, they were problematic. They were just not fit to host. That can be an issue. But I blame that on my organization, WIS, and not necessarily the family. I mean, WIS should be able to pick what family is adequate for an exchange student. They didn't screen very well. My other two families were very good. What usually is the problem is that because there's such little space in Japan, host families don't really want to have their personal space invaded for so long. I mean, they don't have a lot of room. Having someone live there for an entire year can be not only financially problematic, but just, it's uncomfortable after a while. What usually happens is that they'll only want to host you temporarily. Like, my second host family could only have me for 2 months, but my third one could have me for 6. So it depends. Have I stayed in touch with my host family? Will they visit me? Will I visit them again? If I'm in Japan again, I will be definitely visiting them. And they said that they might come visit me this winter, which would be really nice. They will come to Austria for Christmas. Have I stayed in touch with them? Yeah, we email now and then. You know, it's nothing big, but we ask each other how are we doing and if we're healthy. I really hope I answered all of y'all's questions. I don't think I forgot anything. I will be making a couple more videos, actually. I've thought of some other topics that I'll be covering. But yeah, those were all the questions, and I hope I helped, and good luck with all of y'all's ideas for going abroad. It's a great experience.